Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. This is another of my short stories. This one is called Burn. I always had a short fuse. My father nicknamed me Burn. My parents are the opposite, quiet, calm. I not only loved, but respected my parents, in part because I wish I had their personality. That made it difficult for me to decide whether to go to an away college. I loved them, I respected them, I didn't mind living at home. But I did, largely because of the college's marketing and that so stressed the lifetime friendships. But my experience in the dorm made that unlikely. I couldn't stand all the silliness, partying hard in the middle of the week, drunk and stoned a lot of the time in between, and what they called tradesy sex, everyone in school and everyone else. I found it all lazy and, a fancy word I learned in college, dissolute. Actually, I felt angry about it all. Angry at them, angry at the college's marketing BS, and angry at myself for not fitting in and being so judgmental. At Christmas, I told my parents that I was thinking of transferring to a commuter college. My parents urged me to give it another try. I agreed, but I insisted that they let me live in the apartment. They said that as long as I took a part-time job to pay for half of it, they would pay the other half. During the Christmas holiday, more than they ever had, they went into detail about why my mother was awakened and had to leave the house in the middle of the night 3 separate times. The cops called to say her store was burned, arson. They told her that the community doesn't like Asian businesses in their neighborhood. Then my dad talked about what it was really like for his grandparents in the Japanese internment camps in World War II. To try to understand it all, including my own reactions and my own personality, I majored in psychology, and while I had doubts about the power of their explanations for people's malaise like family of origin, trauma, and sociological influences, I bought it well enough to stay with the major. And because afterward I preferred more school to getting a job, I applied and got into and all the way through a PhD in clinical psychology. But even as an intern, I found that those theories didn't help clients that much. My clients got more insight to themselves, yeah, but rarely was their life much better. As often, the therapy made them feel like victims, and they tended to blame their problems on everyone but themselves, and too many of them stayed focused on their past rather than on moving forward. Too often, I felt anger at them and on my training. I knew I needed to change. I thought about taking my dad's advice and going back for a computer science degree, but I couldn't make myself do that. I wanted to be my own man. I tried a variation. I tried to get into the video game industry based on a boot camp and self-study, but no one would hire me except as a $15 an hour game tester, which is boring and dead end. What have I decided to do? Drive an ice cream truck. At least that's something I believe in, and I make every customer happy. But today, my parents threatened to disown me. I didn't change my mind about my career, but in anger, I turned on my phone and in front of them made a YouTube of me burning my PhD diploma. In any case, that short story is called Burn. As usual, I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments and especially like it if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.